So I'm sure that if you follow my channel, you know that I just purchased this right here, the brand new Rane 72. But there's an issue with mine, and I think it might be an issue with a lot of other DJs as well. The firmware that came with this isn't the updated firmware that fixes all the bugs. So, quick story. When I went to New York and checked out the Serato office, I'll plug in some of that footage right here. My man OP told me that the reason that the 72 was delayed was, a lot of the reason was because of the firmware issue. There were some bugs, and they were supposed to fix that. And most of the units were supposed to come out with the new firmware already pre-installed, but looks like some of them weren't, including mine, which sucks. But looks like Rane's been made aware of the issue, and they just released the new firmware out to the public. So I think we should go ahead and update this thing, get it up and running the way it should be, and then break it in a little bit. I mean, I haven't had that much time to play with it yet, so let's get some cuts in, a little bit of doubles and juggling, and some mixes, and see what this thing's all about. So if you're curious to see if your Rane 72 needs to be updated, let me show you exactly how to check to make sure that you're on the correct firmware. So we're gonna go ahead and boot that up, hit the power switch on the 72, give it a chance to boot up a little bit. Nice pretty lights. Screen boots up, nice high res screen that I love. And give it a second. All right, let's boot it up. Zoom in a little bit here. Gonna hit the menu button right here at the top and hold it down. Then we're going to check right here. See the version number right here? It'll focus. It's version 1.0.0.3. Now I know the current version is at least version 1.1. So this mixer needs to be updated. So let's go ahead and hop on the computer and show you exactly where to get that new firmware. Okay, so you're going to want to visit Rane's website and click on the 72 page. And then scroll about halfway down. And right here you want to click on the download section right here. And then you'll see all these downloads. So you're gonna need to download first the Rane control panel if you haven't already installed it when you installed all the software for your 72. And then you're gonna need one of these two right here, the Rane 72 firmware update to version 1.1. So depending if you have Mac OS or Windows, you're gonna grab one of these two, go ahead and download it. Then it's gonna give you a file that you'll be able to launch on your computer and then update the firmware on your laptop. So I've already gone ahead and downloaded that file, so let me show you guys how to update your mixer. So here's that file right here. It's the DMG file from the file that I downloaded off Rane. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug in the mixer into my computer via USB. And then I'm gonna go ahead and launch this thing. Ask me if I want to. Of course I do. And then it says click the update firmware button to start the update process. And right there it shows you the current firmware on your mixer as well as what it's going to update it to. So like I showed you on the mixer before I plugged it in, we were on version 1.0.0.3, and now it'll update it to version 1.1.0.19. So let's go ahead and update that. Go, and as you can see, it's running on my mixer. It says firmware update, waiting for update, and the lights turn blue instead of the normal white. That's processing. And we go back over to the computer, and you can see the process is taking place pretty quick. It's been less than a minute, it's almost done, and there we go. Please wait while your device installs the update. All right. See right here, it's updating the firmware, updating audio engine, it says. It's taking way longer than any updates I've had for firmware updates in the past, but it makes sense because this has so much more going on with the screen and the way it has to talk to the computer. So totally get that, and I don't mind doing this as long as it fixes some issues. Complete. Alright, now back to the computer, and it says please wait while your device installs the update. When the device resets, press the next button. So mixer is updating, reset, back to the computer, go ahead and hit next. Your 72 has successfully updated. You may now close this application. Cool, and as you can see, it checks it one more time. Device's current firmware, and updater firmware is the exact same. Let's go ahead and exit that. Then let's power this off. Reboot it one more time just to see. As you can see, they changed the loading, so it's this way now instead of kind of the other way, the landscape way, which really didn't make sense for how the screen is set up in this mixer. So mixer starting up. Seems like it starts up a little faster too. So bang, and there we go. Version 1.1.0.19. So updated, and yeah, let's see what this thing can do. And yeah, oh, drop this camera down real quick. Cool, so let's load up some songs. And yeah, let's see how this sounds. I love the responsiveness of these pads. They feel dope. They're a little bit thicker than the S9 pads, so if you've ever used an MPC with those thicker pads, these feel really good, soft, easy to hit, really responsive, overall dope. Wait a second. One of the coolest features of this mixer is the screen right here, and for doing some easy back and forths like that, instead of having to look at the laptop, the easiest thing to do would be just go ahead and hit that view, and now you can actually see the waveforms on the mixer. So as you can see, they're moving back and forth. Now it'll be easier to just go ahead and keep my eyes on the setup instead of having to go back and forth, or just having that visual representation right here so I know that I'm queuing up right at the right part. So let's give that a try. And gotta love these paddles. So dope so far. Does that even make sense? This thing is so dope thus far. Yeah, I just want to keep messing with it. Dude, yeah. Everything about this thing so far, I'm loving. So, yeah, enough with this mixer. Let's go grab some lunch or something. So that's my bowl of bun baoe on this cold day. Gonna enjoy this thing. Yeah, looks delicious.